morning, dear teachers. I'm Yusuf Shahzada from Fergan Regional Center. Are you ready for today's session? If yes, let's begin it. Today in our session, we are going to discuss activities used in teaching phrasal verbs. First of all, we should explain our students the formation of phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are formed by adding preposition or an adverb to a verb. But before giving the definition of phrasal verb, it would be better if you remind your pupils what a verb is, what a preposition is, or what an adverb is. A verb is an action word. It describes something happening, a state of being, or an action being done. A preposition is a word that describes the relationship between two words. For example, bees are above the table or maybe under the table. Usually prepositions deal with places, directions, and time. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. For example, you can run slowly or quickly and come to the lesson early or late. This is an adverb. And now we can give definition for phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are phrases that indicate actions. They are generally used in spoken English and in formal text. Examples of such verbs can include turn down, come across, and run into. Sometimes it will be really difficult to understand the meaning of a phrasal verb. In this time, before looking them up in a dictionary, try to use the context to guess the meaning of a phrasal verb. And phrasal verbs are important in teaching English. Why? Because phrasal verbs are an essential part of English communication, and they are important for your students to know and understand. Phrasal verbs are commonly used at the office, in the household, and in everyday conversation. Phrasal verbs have become the beans and rice of modern English. So you should make sure that your pupils have enough storage of phrasal verbs in order to use in everyday communication. As we have mentioned, phrasal verbs consist of a verb and a preposition or an adverb. Phrasal verbs have two parts, verb part and preposition or adverb part. We shouldn't forget to explain that the verb get has its own meaning, and the word up has also its own meaning. But when they are joined together, when they are used together as a phrasal verb, they will have another different meaning, not similar to the meanings of verb or preposition and adverb. And also, it would be better if we remind our pupils that sometimes phrasal verbs consist of three elements: verb part, preposition or adverb 1, and preposition or adverb 2. For example, look forward to, put up with, or maybe drop in on, and etc. Because our pupils shouldn't be frustrated when they meet such kind of structure. And the easiest way of teaching phrasal verbs is with the help of pictures. Because instead of explaining the meaning of the phrasal verbs, it would be more interesting and easier for you also to give the picture. For example, these pictures show the meaning of the phrasal verb look after. The woman is taking care of a baby, So she is looking after a baby. This picture is also interesting and attention-grabbing. Your pupils will understand the picture, and with the help of the picture, they can find out the meaning of a phrasal verb. In this picture, the man is going in the street and he found a wallet. So these pictures define the meaning of the phrasal verb come across. The meaning is to find. Another picture can also be used to give the meaning of the phrasal verb hold on. Keep the conversation open. Another interesting way of teaching phrasal verbs is with help of cluster. In this way, you should give one base verb and different prepositions and adverbs that can make up a phrasal verb with this base verb. For example, with the verb look, you can give different preposition and adverbs after, ahead, back, for, forward to, and etc. But you should remind your pupils that different prepositions and adverbs change the meaning of the base verb look. For example, when look up means find the information in a book, on a map, or a timetable, look through means reading something quickly and briefly. Or maybe there is another example. Look for means trying to find something, but look forward to means feeling pleased and excited about something that is going to happen. After giving such kind of information, you can give a task fill in the gaps. In this task, you will give the base verb in the sentence, but you will not give preposition or adverb part of the phrasal verb. From the list given, your pupils should find out suitable preposition or an adverb. For example, if you don't know any words, look them up in a dictionary. Or maybe, can you look after my cat when I am away? In this way, all the gaps should be filled and your pupils should make up a full sentence. Another activity that you can use while teaching phrasal verbs is matching. In this activity, you will give phrasal verbs in one column and meanings of the phrasal verbs in another column. And your pupils should match phrasal verbs with their meanings. For example, calm down means to get control of your emotions. So one is C. And the next one, hold on means to continue. So 2 is B. In this way, your pupils should find all the matches. And you can use such kind of table to write down the answers. They will write 1C, 2B, and like this. And this table will be easy for you to check their answers. Another task that we can use while practicing phrasal verbs is multiple choice questions. In this task also, you will give the base verb, but you will not give the preposition or adverb part of a phrasal verb. You can give 3 or more multiple choice to choose from. For example, put your shoes on. It is too cold to walk around barefoot. So the answer of the first question is B. Like this, you can give different multiple choice questions and your students will choose the correct answer from the variation you offer. The next type of exercise that you can do with your pupils is guessing from the context. As I have mentioned before, English has a variety of phrasal verbs, and it is really difficult to learn all of them by heart. So, sometimes your pupils should guess the meaning of the phrasal verb from the context. For this, you should provide them with a text that is full of phrasal verbs. And your pupils will find out the meaning of the phrasal verb from the context, the word around the phrasal verb. This task can be done as a reading task or maybe as a listening task as well. When you are using as a listening task, you can record your voice reading the text, or maybe you can use authentic materials, TV programs or maybe podcasts and something else that consists of phrasal verbs. With help of this activity, students will develop not only their knowledge about phrasal verbs, but also their reading and listening skills. Another activity, which is also very interesting, is called free writing activity. In free writing, you can ask your pupils to write something they want using phrasal verbs that they have learned. And this can be given as a home task. At home, your pupils will revise the materials that they have learned during the lesson, and they should write a short story or maybe a poem or just a small text. And by this, they will develop their writing skill as well. So, some teachers and pupils think that teaching phrasal verbs and learning phrasal verbs are really boring. But with help of interesting activities and exercise, your lessons, your topics can be more interesting. It is up to you to choose the correct exercise and be more creative. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.